Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Summer tells Kyle at Crimson Lights that she was going to give him a call. Her mother has been located. You won't believe it at all. She was taken hostage. It becomes even more bizarre. Along with her, Sharon was captured. They were imprisoned in a shuttered mental health facility. Kyle queries why and by whom someone would do such a thing. Summer claims that they are unsure. Since there was no demand for ransom, it had nothing to do with money. She says that after receiving a text clue from the abductor, Nick and Billy were able to locate them. It all sounds so weird, Kyle thinks. They wonder why someone would do anything so strange. What's stopping them from pursuing Phyllis, Sharon, or another family member now that they're still out there? Kyle apologizes for the targeting of Summer's family. Summer expresses gratitude to him for his unwavering support. I appreciate how much you care about me. When Claire enters, Kyle is grinning into her eyes. Kyle Claire YNR in the summer. Claire is informed by Kyle and Summer of Phyllis's kidnapping with Sharon. Claire is aware of how frightening that can be. It's been one thing or another, says Summer. She is attacked by a series of psychopaths. She is certain that Sharon was more responsible for this than her mother. They don't know the motive, Kyle informs her. Summer feels happy that they discussed it with Harrison at that time. He was advised by a schoolchild that his grandmother might not return. It only occurred this morning. Fortunately, they had him ready. Claire is happy that Summer arrived at the right time to pick up Kyle. Summer is happy that she agrees. Claire reassures her cousin that she and Kyle had a successful evening. Everyone benefited from the situation. Kyle Claire YNR in the summer. While Kyle and Claire decide to eat dinner later and share a kiss, Summer fixes a coffee with a sullen expression. Claire leaves after saying farewell and expressing her happiness that her mother has returned. Summer invites Kyle to lunch so they can spend an hour or two gushing about how amazing their son is. Kyle grinned. Holden complains to Audra about. Holden makes fun of Audra for being addicted to her phone when he sees her at society. Aren't you supposed to be back in Los Angeles? She snarks. The weather forced the cancellation of his flight. She is relieved that she was unrelated to the delay. He would be lying if he claimed it didn't. He thought of her because he knew he would be stranded here for some time. He is reminded by Audra that their past is simply that, the past. She pledged to be a friend, Holden reminds her. It will never be more than that, according to Audra. He is unable to revive their relationship. Holden maintains that, in contrast to his feelings for Tucker, he respects her relationship with Nate. He questions why she consistently rejects him yet accepts coffee invitations. She is conveying conflicting messages. Audra lets out a sigh. He is correct. I have to be honest about something. Holden, Audra YNR. Audra informs Holden that when he asked to be friends with her, Nate noticed his message and replied, "You've got one." Holden queries why Nate would act in that way, and Audra surmises that he was attempting to dispel his jealousy. If Nate hadn't spoken for her, what would she have said, asks Holden. Audra is unsure. She doesn't mind being friends with him, but she can't rely on him to not take advantage of them. She gets Holden's word. Audra remains doubtful. Holden invites her to join him for lunch. According to Audra, she is awaiting Nate. Holden claims that's ideal. If he stays and goes to lunch with her, he won't mind. Audra chastises him for trying too hard. He smiles. Damian arrives at Nate's. Lily is on the verge of signing a new artist at Nate's place. Devin observes that she is entering his business. When the ink dries, she will provide them with further information. Devin is happy she joined the team. Lily has also told me about a major tour. She is now merely attempting to flaunt the Devin and Nate needle. Devin Lily YNR Nate. Someone knocks on the door, it's Damian. He queries Nate on the veracity of his mother's hospitalization in Chicago. Nate scowls. Is she okay? Damian thinks there's nothing to worry about. He is just aware that she was admitted. She made reference to a novel experimental therapy. Nate is surprised. He last heard that she was awaiting word on her candidacy. Damian believes he is not informed. When Nate looks at his phone, he discovers that Dr. Kelly and Amy have both attempted to contact him. He leaves to make a follow-up call. Lily and Devin are apologetic to Damian for disturbing their meeting. He questions why his mother had to be admitted so soon. Devin believes that they are saving time. What if something goes wrong? Damian acknowledges that he is anxious. Damian YNR Nate. Damian claims that he has experienced the loss of a parent too soon. It causes trauma. Lily informs him that she and Devin understand because they have experienced it too. Devin believes Amy was comfortable enough to agree to the treatment. That's correct, Nate says when he appears. In addition to treating her, they are keeping an eye on her for any reactions. Dr. Kelly believed that the protocol should begin immediately. Nate assures Damian that Amy is in the best possible hands, but Damian fears they are pushing her into this. Damian is concerned about missing her. He wants to attempt to arrive before it starts. She would like having him at her side, according to Nate. He proposes that they both travel to Chicago in order to arrive before her discharge. That's an excellent idea, in Damian's opinion. Devin and Lily reassure Nate that they can fill in for him while he's away. Damian informs them that having his brother present means a lot to him. Nate says that because he is heading to Chicago with his brother, he will have to inform Audra that he will not be able to join him for lunch. Audra tells Holden that he's trying too hard and that he won't be joining her and Nate for lunch at Society after he tries to persuade her to have another drink. Nate informs her over the phone that he and Damian are traveling to Chicago at that same moment. She urges him to show Amy her love because she knows she will adore having them both there. Holden thinks, it looks like you're free after all, as she disconnects. Devin questions Damian about his initial impressions of Genoa City at Nate's house. It is charming to him. It's difficult to resist falling in love with the locals. It's definitely not as glamorous as LA, Lily agrees. She obviously doesn't know anything about his life there, as Damian laughs. The topic of Amy's years-long residence there comes up. Damian questions why she went or didn't return. For her, it seems like a good fit. Devin believes he ought to ask her. They would have liked to have had the chance to ask all of the many questions they had when their father passed away. For now, Damian is concentrating on her health. Lily and Devin go as Nate shows up with a bag. In order for him to receive a bag as well, Damian asks Nate whether they can visit the club. Of course, answers Nate. Thanking him for everything, Damian shakes his hand. Nate grins. Holden reminisces with Audra. Holden urges Audra for another drink as they approach a table at Society. She pushes back, and he thinks of the carefree Audra from LA. According to her, that version of herself is no longer there. Holden doesn't think she's real. Audra is unconcerned. She is reminded of their drunken dinners at El Coyote by Holden. When he orders margaritas by the pitcher, Audra moans and gripes. Holden chuckles as he hears her belting out Metallica tunes. It was enjoyable. It was, chuckles Audra. At that moment, Lily and Devin enter. They request to be included in the joke. Audra shifts the conversation to Nate and Damian traveling to Chicago. They just came from his place, Lily explains. After introductions, Holden claims to have met Lily but not Devin. Audra is hopeful that Amy's treatment will help her. She has developed a strong affection for her. She finds something endearing about her. With all of the laughing and joking, Lily snarks that she seems smarter these days. Holden informs Audra that Nate's family doesn't seem to have warmed up to her as they gallop off. Lily asks Devin at their table what he believes that was all about. An encounter with Victor. As soon as Kyle and Summer enter the GCAC, Victor welcomes them and calls Kyle his beautiful granddaughter. Why are you two together, he wonders. Summer claims that she brought Kyle to a compassion meal after Claire abandoned them during lunch. Victor inquires about Kyle's progress at Jabot. According to Kyle, everything is going great. Kyle returns, but he and Summer go to their table. He is not content that his relationship with his father at Jabot is going well. He wants to know about Jabot, but why? What exactly are you looking for? It's clear that he wants to know if he and Jack are having problems. Why are you so obsessed with my family? Why is he unable to simply move on? Victor encourages him to have a good day and says he has forgotten about all of them. After entering the club's foyer with Nate, Damian goes upstairs to retrieve his backpack. Amy receives a message from Nate informing her that he and Damian will be visiting Chicago and will see her shortly. YNR Nate. Kyle laments to Summer in the dining room that Victor always acts with a hidden agenda. Summer admits that he would be interested in learning about any recent conflicts within the Abbott family. She believes that his hate of Jack is the main cause, but she is certain that Claire is now also involved. If he and Claire are together, Kyle questions why he should care. I believe my grandfather believes you and I ought to reconcile, Summer acknowledges. If he truly believes he can get them back together, Kyle wonders. Summer claims that they are both aware of his strong family beliefs. What he does is meddle. He thinks he can control everyone's lives since he is the puppet master. Why would he want them together? Kyle asks. He specifically reminded her that they have a child together, according to Summer. She is merely interpreting her grandfather's thoughts, she is not arguing for this. Although Kyle is certain she is correct, he feels it is unjust to place Claire in this predicament. Nate informs Damian that he left Amy a voicemail in the foyer. For everything he has done, Damian praises him once more. All they need to do now is wait for the medicine to take effect. Although Nate is aware that Damian hasn't had an easy time, things could turn out better than either of them had anticipated. That's what Damian wants. Have faith, says Nate, clapping his shoulder. More, Stafford discusses the abduction's conclusion. Devon warns Lily not to make too many assumptions about Audra and Holden's lunch at Society. In Los Angeles, they were acquainted. They shouldn't get in the way of Nate. Lily believes that Nate's life is being impacted by this new situation in many ways. She believes there is much more to the narrative than what Damian and Holden are telling them, and she fears it is an ambush. On The Young and the Restless, Nick gets a surprise invitation, Adam and Chelsea start dating, and Jack and Diane provide advice to Tracy. The intricate web of relationships, secrets, and drama continues to unfold in Genoa City as the residents navigate their personal and professional lives amidst a backdrop of mystery, romance, and familial tension. At Crimson Lights, Summer and Kyle's conversation about the shocking abduction of Phyllis and Sharon reveals the depth of the trauma their families have endured. Summer's revelation that her mother was kidnapped, alongside Sharon, and held captive in an abandoned psychiatric clinic, leaves Kyle stunned. The lack of a ransom demand only deepens the mystery, as they speculate about the motives behind such a bizarre and terrifying act. The fear that the perpetrators could strike again looms large, leaving both Summer and Kyle on edge. Kyle's unwavering support for Summer underscores the strength of their bond, even as their relationship remains complicated by their shared history and co-parenting responsibilities. The arrival of Claire adds another layer to the conversation, as she empathizes with Summer's ordeal and reflects on the resilience of the Newman Abbott families in the face of relentless adversity. Claire's subtle approval of Kyle and Summer's connection hints at the underlying dynamics at play, as Victor's meddling continues to cast a shadow over their lives. Meanwhile, at Society, Holden's attempt to reconnect with Audra takes a surprising turn. His playful teasing and persistence in rekindling their friendship reveal his lingering feelings for her, despite her insistence that their past is behind them. Audra's admission that Nate intercepted Holden's message adds a layer of complexity to her relationship with both men. Her mixed signals and reluctance to fully trust Holden suggest that she is still grappling with her feelings, even as she remains committed to Nate. Holden's determination to win her over, however, sets the stage for potential conflict, especially as Nate's sudden trip to Chicago with Damian leaves Audra free to spend time with Holden. The tension between Holden and Audra is palpable as they navigate the blurred lines between friendship and romance, with Nate's absence adding an element of unpredictability to their dynamic. At Nate's place, the arrival of Damian brings a sense of urgency and concern as he reveals that his mother, Amy, has been admitted to a hospital in Chicago for an experimental treatment. Nate's shock and concern for his mother's well-being highlight the close bond they share, while Damian's anxiety about losing another parent resonates deeply with Lily and Devon, who have experienced similar losses. The decision for Nate and Damian to travel to Chicago together underscores the importance of family and solidarity in times of crisis. As they prepare to leave, Damian's gratitude toward Nate for his support and guidance reflects the growing bond between the brothers even as they grapple with the uncertainty of Amy's condition. The emotional weight of the situation is evident as they cling to hope for a positive outcome. Back at Society, Holden's attempts to reminisce with Audra about their past in Los Angeles reveal a more carefree and adventurous side of their relationship. His recollection of their boozy lunches and Audra's playful antics contrasts sharply with her current demeanor, suggesting that she has undergone significant changes since their time together. Holden's persistence in trying to reconnect with that version of Audra highlights his reluctance to let go of the past, even as she insists that she has moved on. The arrival of Devon.